Welcome back. Hope you're having a good morning. Well, Hormuz joins in. He's going to tell us about all the big movers yesterday, which moved up on heavy volumes, and it's going to touch in on the delivery as well. Hormuz, take it away.
Morning, Nigel, and some very interesting delivery data that has come up for a couple of these stocks that were some of the big movers yesterday. Lemon Tree Hotels is one of them, and the stock was up yesterday almost 8-9%. It was the fifth day of gains out of the last 7 sessions, and in this last 7 sessions, the stock has gained almost 17%. Now, in yesterday's trade, we had almost 1.5 crore shares change hands compared to a 20-day average volume, which is close to 30 lakhs, and this was the highest since the 10th of July. Now, almost 60 lakh shares, or almost 40% of those shares that were traded yesterday, were marked for delivery compared to a 20-day average of almost 12 lakh shares. Now, in an instance, this was the third instance in the last 3 months where more than 1 crore shares of Lemon Tree were traded in a single trading session. And every time this has happened, the number of shares that are marked for delivery range anywhere between 35 to 50%. So delivery remains higher when the number of shares traded are also on the higher side. Nava was another mover yesterday. Almost 2 crore shares changed hands in yesterday's trading session, and that was the first time since August of 2022 that such an instance took place. Now, almost 17 lakh shares, or close to 10% of those shares traded yesterday, were marked for delivery compared to a 20-day average of just close to 2.5 lakh shares. And this was only the third instance in the last 12 months that more than 1 crore shares were traded in a single session for Nava. The last one is RACL Geartech. We highlighted this in closing bell yesterday as well. And Thursday's volumes were the equivalent of the last 30 trading sessions put together, with almost 6 lakh shares changing hands yesterday. And the 20-day average is just 12,500. So it shows the kind of volumes that were there in yesterday's session. But only 60,000 shares were marked for delivery, which is only around about 10 to 11% of the total traded volume that was marked for delivery, which is still higher compared to the 20-day average of just around 6,500 shares. So a lot of movers, Lemon Tree one of them, and some of the others moving on very high volumes as well.
Got it. Thanks a lot for that, Hormuz. Interesting moves, high delivery.